Why chosen ones walk alone? The hidden truth behind your isolation. Do you find yourself constantly surrounded by people, yet feeling completely alone? Do meaningful connections seem impossible to form, no matter how hard you try? What if I told you that your isolation isn't a flaw in your character, but actually a divine sign that you're operating on a completely different frequency than most of humanity? What you're about to discover will fundamentally change how you view your solitude forever. The universe has been sending you a message through your loneliness, and today, we're going to decode exactly what that message means. By the end of this video, you will understand why your isolation is not punishment, but preparation. You'll discover the profound spiritual reasons behind your solitude, and more importantly, how to transform this challenging experience into your greatest source of power. Throughout human history, there have always been individuals who walk a different path. These are the chosen ones, the awakened souls who carry a unique vibration that sets them apart from the masses. If you've clicked on this video, chances are you recognize something within yourself that others don't seem to understand or appreciate. A chosen one in this world often means experiencing profound isolation. This isn't the kind of loneliness that comes from simply being physically alone. This is a deep, soul-level separation that occurs when your consciousness operates on a frequency that most people cannot access or comprehend. Your light shines so brightly that it either attracts people for the wrong reasons or repels them entirely because they cannot handle the intensity of your authentic energy. The isolation you feel isn't random, and it's certainly not a mistake. Every moment of solitude you've experienced has been carefully orchestrated by the universe to prepare you for something magnificent. Your loneliness is actually a sacred initiation, a spiritual boot camp designed to strengthen your connection with your higher self and align you with your divine purpose. Today, we're going to explore the 5 fundamental reasons why chosen ones experience such profound isolation. These aren't surface-level explanations, but deep spiritual truths that will help you understand the divine intelligence behind your solitary journey. We'll uncover why your energy naturally filters out incompatible souls, how your spiritual awakening creates an invisible barrier between you and others, and why the universe sometimes removes all distractions so you can focus on your inner transformation. The frequency barrier. The first reason chosen ones walk alone lies in the invisible frequency barrier that surrounds their energy field. Every human being operates on a specific vibrational frequency, determined by their consciousness, spiritual development, and inner state. Chosen ones naturally vibrate at a much higher frequency than the average person, creating an energetic divide that makes casual connections nearly impossible. Imagine trying to tune into a radio station while all the other stations are broadcasting static. That's what it's like for most people when they encounter a chosen one. Your elevated consciousness transmits on a frequency that requires a special kind of receiver to properly decode. Most people simply don't have the spiritual hardware necessary to connect with your authentic self. This frequency difference manifests in various ways throughout your daily interactions. When you speak about deeper truths, spiritual concepts, or your genuine feelings, others often respond with blank stares or uncomfortable silence. They're not being rude or dismissive. They literally cannot process the information you're transmitting because it exists outside their current range of understanding. Your high-frequency energy acts as a natural filtration system, automatically screening out individuals who aren't aligned with your soul's mission. People who operate on lower frequencies may feel intimidated, threatened, or simply confused by your presence. They might subconsciously sense that being around you would require them to confront aspects of themselves they're not ready to face. This filtering process is actually a divine protection mechanism. The universe ensures that only those who can truly appreciate and reciprocate your energy are able to form lasting connections with you. While this means you'll have fewer relationships, it guarantees that the connections you do form will be profound, meaningful, and supportive of your spiritual growth. Some chosen ones try to lower their frequency to fit in with others, dimming their light to make others more comfortable. However, this approach always backfires because it goes against your soul's natural expression. When you try to be someone you're not, you attract people who are drawn to your false persona, creating relationships built on deception rather than authentic connection. The frequency barrier also explains why you might feel drained after spending time in large groups or crowded places. Lower frequency environments can feel oppressive and exhausting because your energy system is constantly working to maintain its high vibration while being bombarded by denser energies around you. The awakening isolation. The second profound reason for your solitude is what I call the awakening isolation. When chosen ones undergo spiritual awakening, they often experience a period of intense loneliness that feels like they've been transported to a different planet, while everyone else remained behind. This isolation isn't a side effect of awakening. It's an essential component of the transformation process. Spiritual awakening fundamentally changes how you perceive reality, relationships, and your place in the universe. Suddenly, conversations that once seemed important now feel trivial. Activities that once brought joy may feel meaningless. People you once considered close friends might now seem like strangers speaking a foreign language. This dramatic shift in perspective creates a temporary but necessary separation from your previous life. During awakening, your consciousness expands beyond the limited beliefs and social conditioning that once defined you. You begin to see through the illusions that most people accept as reality. You recognize the superficiality of materialism, the emptiness of ego-driven pursuits, and the profound interconnectedness of all existence. This expanded awareness makes it difficult to engage in conventional social interactions that feel artificial or shallow. The awakening process also involves the dissolution of your false self, the carefully constructed personality you created to fit into society. As this artificial identity crumbles, you may feel lost, confused, and profoundly alone. The people who knew your old self might not recognize or understand who you're becoming. You might not even recognize yourself during this transformative period. This isolation serves a crucial purpose in your spiritual development. Without the distractions and influences of your old social circle, you can focus entirely on integrating your new understanding of reality. You have the space and silence necessary to hear your inner guidance, process your expanding consciousness, and align with your authentic self. Many chosen ones make the mistake of trying to rush back into relationships before they've fully integrated their awakening experience. This premature reconnection often leads to disappointment and frustration because you're attempting to force new wine into old wineskins. The relationships that worked for your old self may no longer be compatible with who you're becoming. Awakening isolation also involves a period of mourning for your previous life and identity. You may grieve the loss of innocence, the comfort of ignorance, and the simplicity of unconscious living. This grief is natural and necessary, allowing you to fully release your attachment to who you used to be so you can embrace who you're meant to become. Energy Reciprocity Challenge. The third reason chosen ones often find themselves alone relates to the complex challenges of energy reciprocity in relationships. Chosen ones naturally emanate a powerful, healing energy that attracts many people. But finding someone who can match or complement that energy proves to be extraordinarily difficult. This creates a pattern of one-sided relationships that ultimately leave chosen ones feeling depleted and misunderstood. Your energy as a chosen one is like a blazing fire that provides warmth, light, and comfort to those around you. People are naturally drawn to your presence because they intuitively sense the healing and transformation that occurs in your proximity. However, most people approach you as consumers rather than contributors, seeking to receive your energy without offering anything meaningful in return. This dynamic creates several problematic patterns in your relationships. First, you may find yourself constantly in the role of teacher, healer, or counselor, with others always coming to you with their problems, but rarely asking about your own needs or experiences. While helping others is part of your soul's mission, relationships require balance and mutual support to remain healthy and sustainable. Second, people may become addicted to your energy, creating unhealthy dependencies rather than genuine connections. They might feel lost or incomplete when you're not around, but instead of working on their own spiritual development, they become clingy and demanding of your time and attention. This energy vampirism can be extremely draining and prevents both parties from experiencing authentic growth. The challenge of energy reciprocity is compounded by the fact that many people don't even recognize the value of what you're offering. They might take your insights, healing energy, and unconditional support for granted, assuming it's simply your personality rather than understanding it as a divine gift that requires acknowledgement and appreciation. Chosen ones often struggle with setting energetic boundaries because their compassionate nature makes them want to help everyone they encounter. However, learning to protect your energy is essential for your spiritual health and effectiveness. This means being selective about who you invest your time and energy in, choosing relationships that offer mutual growth and support rather than one-sided depletion. The universe sometimes removes people from your life, not as punishment, but as protection. When relationships become energetically unbalanced, divine intervention may step in to preserve your spiritual well-being. While this can feel painful in the moment, these removals are actually blessings that create space for more aligned connections to enter your life. True energy reciprocity doesn't necessarily mean that someone gives you exactly what you give them. Instead, it means that both parties are committed to the relationship's growth, that both are willing to be vulnerable and authentic, and that both contribute something meaningful to the connection. This might be emotional support, spiritual insights, practical assistance, or simply the willingness to be present and engaged. Before we continue exploring the remaining reasons for your divine isolation, I want to take a moment to connect with you personally. If what I'm sharing resonates with your soul, if you're finally finding words for experiences you couldn't previously explain, please consider subscribing to the Light of Wisdom. Your subscription helps me continue creating content that serves awakened souls like yourself. I also want to invite you to share your own experiences in the comments below. Have you struggled with the energy reciprocity challenges I just described? How has your spiritual awakening affected your relationships? Your insights might be exactly what another chosen one needs to hear today. Remember, we're building a community of awakened souls who understand each other's journey. Energetic sensitivity. Overload, the fourth reason chosen ones walk alone, involves the overwhelming challenge of energetic sensitivity in a world filled with unconscious energy. As a chosen one, you possess heightened psychic sensitivity that allows you to perceive the emotional, mental, and spiritual states of everyone around you. While this gift enables you to understand and help others in profound ways, it also makes social situations extremely taxing and sometimes unbearable. Imagine walking into a crowded room where you can not only hear every conversation, but also feel every emotion, sense every hidden agenda, and perceive every unresolved trauma of the people present. This is the reality for many chosen ones who experience what others dismiss as simple social interactions as overwhelming energetic assaults on their sensitive systems. Your energetic sensitivity operates on multiple levels simultaneously. On the emotional level, you might absorb the anxiety, depression, anger, or fear of those around you, often without realizing it until hours later, when you notice unexplained mood changes in yourself. On the mental level, you may pick up on the thought patterns and mental chatter of others, making it difficult to distinguish between your own thoughts and those you're receiving from your environment. On the spiritual level, your sensitivity allows you to perceive the soul lessons, karmic patterns, and spiritual blocks of others. While this information can be valuable for helping people, it can also be overwhelming when you're constantly receiving intuitive downloads about everyone you encounter. Your psychic awareness might show you past life connections, future potentials, or spiritual guidance for others, creating a constant stream of information that requires significant energy to process. This heightened sensitivity makes many social environments feel like energetic minefields. Bars, clubs, shopping malls, and other places where people gather in states of unconsciousness can feel physically painful to navigate. The combination of artificial lighting, synthetic materials, electromagnetic frequencies, and unconscious human energy creates a toxic cocktail that your sensitive system struggles to filter and process. Even positive social gatherings can be exhausting for chosen ones because of the sheer volume of energy exchange involved. Birthday parties, family reunions, or friend gatherings that others find energizing might leave you feeling completely drained and needing days to recover. This isn't because you're antisocial or ungrateful. It's because your energy system is processing exponentially more information than the average person. The sensitivity also extends to your living environment. You might find that you need specific conditions to feel comfortable and centered. Certain lighting, particular music, specific scents, or complete silence. Your home becomes a sacred sanctuary where you can decompress from the energetic bombardment of the outside world. This need for controlled environments can make it challenging to spend extended time in other people's spaces or to live with roommates who don't understand your requirements. Many chosen ones develop what appears to be social anxiety, but is actually energetic overwhelm. The fear of social situations isn't really about judgment or rejection. It's about the very real energetic exhaustion that results from spending time in unconscious environments. Learning to distinguish between genuine social anxiety and energetic sensitivity is crucial for managing your relationships and social commitments effectively. Divine preparation and inner healing. The fifth and most profound reason for your isolation is divine preparation and inner healing. The universe orchestrates periods of solitude in chosen ones' lives to facilitate deep healing, spiritual growth, and alignment with their soul's mission. This isolation isn't random or punitive. It's a sacred initiation designed to prepare you for the significant role you're meant to play in the world's spiritual evolution. Your solitude serves as a spiritual incubation period, similar to how a butterfly must spend time alone in its cocoon before emerging with wings. During this time, you're undergoing profound internal transformations that require complete focus and minimal external distraction. The universe removes people, situations, and opportunities from your life that would interfere with this essential inner work. The healing that occurs during divine isolation operates on multiple levels simultaneously. On the emotional level, you're processing and releasing inherited trauma, past life wounds, and karmic patterns that have been stored in your energy field for lifetimes. This healing work is so intensive that it requires all your available energy, leaving little room for maintaining relationships or social commitments. On the mental level, you're reprogramming limiting beliefs, dissolving conditioned thought patterns and expanding your consciousness beyond the boundaries of conventional thinking. This mental restructuring can be disorienting and requires significant time in meditation, contemplation, and inner exploration. Social interactions during this phase can actually interfere with the delicate process of mental recalibration. On the spiritual level, you're establishing a direct connection with your higher self, spirit guides, and the divine source. This connection requires silence, stillness, and sustained attention to develop fully. The noise and chaos of normal social life can drown out the subtle spiritual communications that are essential for your development as a chosen one. The divine isolation also serves to strengthen your sense of self-reliance and inner authority. By spending extended time alone, you learn to trust your own guidance, validate your own experiences, and find your center without external approval or support. This inner strength is essential for chosen ones who must often stand alone in their truth, regardless of popular opinion or social pressure. During this period, you may experience what feels like a dark night of the soul, where everything familiar and comfortable is stripped away. This spiritual crisis is actually a blessing in disguise, as it forces you to release attachment to external validation and discover the infinite source of love and wisdom that exists within you. The emptiness you feel is creating space for your divine essence to emerge more fully. The universe also uses isolation to protect you from relationships and influences that would hinder your spiritual development. Sometimes people are removed from your life because their energy would keep you trapped in old patterns or lower frequencies. While this can feel painful and confusing, it's actually an act of divine love that preserves your spiritual progress. Your isolation as a chosen one is not a curse. It's a divine curriculum designed to awaken your highest potential and prepare you for your sacred mission. Every moment of loneliness has been an investment in your spiritual development. Every challenge has strengthened your inner foundation, and every loss has created space for something greater to enter your life. Remember that your solitude is temporary, but the wisdom you gain from it is eternal. The relationships you form after this period of inner work will be profoundly different from anything you've experienced before. They'll be based on genuine soul recognition, mutual spiritual growth, and authentic energetic compatibility. If this message has illuminated your path and helped you understand your journey more clearly, please subscribe to the Light of Wisdom and share this video with other chosen ones who need to hear this truth. Your support helps me continue serving our awakening community with content that honors the depth and complexity of our spiritual experiences. Until next time, embrace your solitude as the sacred preparation it truly is. Trust the process, honor your sensitivity, and know that your isolation is preparing you for connections more beautiful than you can currently imagine.